Okay, so when you mix peaches, cheese, honey, and some basil, do you know what you get? You get a great recipe to whip up for the family. Here is Chef Nicole Young with today's Taste of the Ozarks.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Taste of the Ozarks. It is peach season in the Ozarks, and for those of you who are going to visit a local orchard and get some of those delicious peaches, this is a wonderful recipe for you. It is a whipped ricotta and peach crostini. It comes together so quickly and it tastes like summer. So let's go ahead and get started with our peaches. When you go get your peaches, you want ones that really smell very strongly of peach. When you push in, you want it to have kind of a little pushback. You don't want it to be super mushy, but you also don't want it to be rock solid. We're not looking for apple consistency. And then these are freestone peaches. Ask when you go to the orchard, because the freestone ones means that that pit's gonna come out super easily. So when you twist it, it'll come right apart like that. And then we'll just pull this pit out on the other side. And then we're gonna cut these into just bite-sized pieces here. So we'll go over to our cutting board, face down. I'm leaving the peel on my peaches. I actually like peach peels. If you don't like it, by all means, go ahead and peel it. I will tell you, it's gonna make it a lot more slippery and difficult for you to handle. So if you're okay with the peels, honestly, I'd just leave them in there, but that's entirely up to you. Got these into a dice, and then we'll do our other half here. We're gonna pair some basil with this. Basil goes really well with fruit in those kind of sweet and savory recipes. So we're gonna peel that basil right off the stem there. We're gonna roll it up. And then just do a quick, what's called chiffonade. This is cutting the basil into some thin strips there. Basil is naturally kind of a sweet herb, so it goes really well with fruits and things that, you want to have a bit of sweetness to it, but it also adds that little bit of savory. And then we're gonna take about a half a teaspoon of honey and put it in with this, along with just a little bit of salt and a half a teaspoon of olive oil. And then we're gonna stir this up, and we're gonna let the peaches, the honey, the olive oil, and the basil all kind of mix together. The salt is gonna draw out some of the moisture in the peaches and almost create like a sauce in the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and set this aside, and then we'll talk about our whipped ricotta. So I've just got regular store-bought ricotta here. We are gonna scoop some of this straight into our bowl so that we can whip it up. And what's gonna help this ricotta get nice and fluffy is we're gonna add just a little bit of olive oil to it, and then we're gonna just whip lots and lots and lots of air into it. So we'll take our bowl here, and we're gonna get this nice and smooth, and then we're gonna start adding in some olive oil to give it some volume and help smooth it out. And then I'm putting just a pinch of garlic salt in here, just to give it a little savory. On its own, ricotta doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, so you really kind of need to add whatever flavors you want to it. And then we're just working to whip in a bunch of air to this ricotta to make it light and fluffy and smooth. All right, and there we have some good whipped ricotta. Now we took a baguette earlier, we cut it into slices and brushed it with a little bit of olive oil, and then put it in a 350-degree oven until it got nice and toasty brown. You can buy pre-done baguettes like this as well, so if you don't have time to make it, most grocery stores will sell them in crostini form. So we are gonna take our nice and creamy whipped ricotta. We're gonna spread it on the top of our crostinis here. Now, if you are going to make this, you can make all the elements ahead of time. You really don't wanna put it together until right before you're ready to serve, because the crostini will start to soften, and that's not really what we're looking for. And then we'll take a scoop of this delicious peach mixture and just pillow it into each of those ricotta crostinis. And then lastly, just to add a little bit of tanginess to this, we are gonna drizzle with some reduced balsamic vinegar, which goes so, so well with peaches and ricotta cheese. And you've got a delicious lunch or snack or appetizer or just summertime treat. Goes great with peaches. This really goes great with a lot of summer fruits, but peaches is my favorite for this dish. Give it a try, and we'll see you guys next time on Taste of the Ozarks.